What's up, guys? Welcome back to T&E Games, and welcome to part 2 of my Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Switch 2 Edition playthrough. Let's go! This will be the Cryonis and Stasis shrines. Sorry, Stasis, not Stasis. I'm just gonna... Yes. It would be great if on Switch 2 Edition, if you had the DLC, it would be a Nintendo Switch 2 shirt. That's where we're going. And since I do not know how to wind bomb, and I am terrible at wind bombing, when I do it, I'm not going to be able to wind bomb, do that tree wind bomb thing to the shrine, so I'm just going to do the regular thing. We're going to want to go in here, grab this stuff. Nope, I do not want to read his diary. I know what happens if you do. No! I'll just read it. On this desolate plateau, the only pleasure that brings me comfort is cooking. And today I outdid myself. Truly, I created the perfect dish. I call it spicy meat and seafood fry. I haven't read that in a while. This recipe not only restores health, but it also keeps me warm even when traveling in the snowy mountains. With this dish on my side, I no longer have need of that itchy warm doublet. I just want the pepper. And grab the axe. That's all you need from this house. You can also get the pot lid for shield surfing. And shield clipping if you're a speedrunner. Please say that makes it. And Link has his own special animation for doing something like this. If you walk straight across, he'll put his arms out like he's balancing. Which he probably is, honestly. And if you hold out your shield, that's a little tiny bit faster than Link's tired out running animation. This happens every time. Yep. So don't try and grab that rush ring when your stamina's out. Oh no. Whew. That was close. Then we need to double jump. And then when we get close, jump again. This should be suitable. There we go. If you don't know how to do a fall damage cancel, Link will die if he falls off. So, if you don't know, check out my last video where I explained how and died 3 times trying to do it. I like to spam tips because I think it makes the load go faster. Why did Nintendo make this cutscene unskippable? Okay, no. Don't need the claymore. There's our third. I thought that was one of the various holes around Hyrule. Like, there's one near the Yiga Clan hideout, I'm pretty sure, where you can just fall straight in and never be seen again. I'm going to want to whistle around from here. Ignore that blue Botw. And I have enough food to make it across the cold terrain without dying. Oh gosh, that guy has a bow. That guy has a bow. That was bad. That was very, very... Oh, come on! My mistake. Okay, now I'm back at full health. Let's just run up this hill. Keep running. Faster before that stab guy can hit me. There's the shrine. And now you'll want to fall damage cancel. Gosh. Sorry guys, I am really terrible. You don't necessarily have to unequip your shield. You can equip it too. I'm gonna die, aren't I? Oh, saw that coming. Hop up from here. Dodge these snowballs. And you can just run straight to the fire. You can just run straight into here. Makes sense that they would put the Cryonis trial in an icy part of the Great Plateau. And after I get out of this shrine, you can do one of two things. Teleport to the Shrine of Resurrection, and if you clicked out, you can fall damage cancel twice off the side of a mountain, shield jump to get back onto the ground once you pass the bridge, and then run just straight over the hill and you'll be back near the Temple of Time. No shot. Come on. I'm just gonna... And if you're looking to do this faster, raise this guy up so you can get hit by him. And then always make the pillar on the right. And jump. This hurts my fingers. Ah, forgot. Well, just a little bit of a longer load. Fine. Alright, the old man's gonna talk to us. I'll just spam through his text because no one cares. And for anyone who's never played this game before, he basically says, I have to tell you everything. He says, meet me at the Temple of Time, and then ghost farts away. There's the ghost farts. And what I'm going to do is warp to the Shrine of Resurrection. And if you somehow manage to get the warp spot and clip out of the shrine, then wait, is that possible? I don't know. I'm not sure. But if it is, and you do, the intro cutscene will play there, so beware. Yes, the sparkling goddess statue. Hooray, everybody loves her. Will I make this? I'm not sure. I'm gonna stop dashing. I might not make this. I'm gonna go here. You can just skip the goddess statue. I'm gonna come back for it. And just head over here. You can still see the health bar. And I'm gonna let the cutscenes play.
Well done there, young one. Now then, the time has come to show you who I truly am. I was King Rome Bosphoramus Hyrule. I was the last leader of Hyrule, a kingdom which no longer exists. The Great Calamity was merciless. It devastated everything in its path. Lo, a century ago. It was then that my life was taken away from me. And since that time, here I have remained in spirit form. I did not think it wise to overwhelm you while your memory was still fragile. So rather than that, I thought it best to assume a temporary form. Forgive me. I think you are now ready. Ready to hear what happened 100 years ago. To know Calamity Ganon's true form, one must know the story from an age long past. The Demon King was born into this kingdom, but his transformation into malice created the horror you see now. Stories of Ganon were passed from generation to generation in the form of legends and fairy tales. But there was also a prophecy. The signs of a resurrection of Calamity Ganon are clear, and the power to oppose it lies dormant beneath the ground. We decided to heed the prophecy and began excavating large areas of land. It wasn't long before we discovered several ancient relics made by the hands of our distant ancestors.
Is that Sheik?
These relics, the divine beasts, were giant machines piloted by warriors. We also found the Guardians, an army of mechanical soldiers who fought autonomously. This coincided with ancient legends, oft repeated throughout our land. We also learned of a princess with a sacred power, and her appointed knight, chosen by the sword that seals the darkness. It was they who sealed Ganon away using the power of these ancient relics. 100 years ago, there was a princess set to inherit a sacred power, and a skilled knight at her side. It was clear that we must follow our ancestors' path. We selected 4 skilled individuals from across Hyrule and tasked them with the duty of piloting the divine beasts. With the princess as their commander, we dubbed these pilots champions, a name that would solidify their unique bond. The princess, her appointed knight, and the rest of the champions were on the brink of sealing away Ganon. But nay. Ganon was cunning, and he responded with a plan beyond our imagining. Deep below Hyrule Castle, seized control of the Guardians and the Divine Beasts, turned against us. The champions lost their lives, those residing in the castle as well. The appointed knight bravely lapsed while defending the princess. And thus, the kingdom of Hyrule was devastated absolutely by Calamity Ganon. However, the princess survived to face Ganon alone.
Hyrule rests with you.
That princess was my own daughter, my dear Zelda. And the courageous knight who protected her right up to the very end. That knight was none other than you, Link. You fought valiantly when your fate took an unfortunate turn. And then, you were taken to the Shrine of Resurrection. Here you now stand, revitalized 100 years later. The words of guidance you have been hearing since your awakening are from Princess Zelda herself. Even now, as she works to restrain Ganon from within Hyrule Castle, she calls out for your help. However, my daughter's power will soon be exhausted. Once that happens, Ganon will freely regenerate himself, and nothing will stop him from consuming our land. Considering that I could not save my own kingdom, I have no right to ask this of you, Link. But I am powerless here.
This actually seems like
You
a
must
movie.
save her, my daughter, and do whatever it takes to annihilate Ganon. Somehow, Ganon has maintained control over all 4 divine beasts, as well as those guardians swarming around Hyrule Castle. I believe it would be quite reckless for you to head directly to the castle at this point. I suggest that you make your way east out to one of the villages in the wilderness. Follow the road out to Kakariko Village. There you will find the Elder Impa. She will tell you more about the path that lies ahead. Consult the map on your Sheikah slate for the precise location of Kakariko Village.
Is it vibrating?
Make your way past the twin
phone?
summits of the dueling peaks.
Is Link getting a
From
call?
there, follow the road as it proceeds north.
Epic moment. And as soon as I fly off here, that will be the video coming to a close. Let's hope I don't do terrible again. I think I might have made it. Well, thank you, and I'm getting chased by an owl. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.